Hi, I'm Delane Cleveland in Golden Valley, and here's a few of the stories making news today.
People facing homelessness due to the COVID-19 pandemic may have another resource to turn to. A Golden Valley organization recently received additional funding to help folks pay for rent and utilities. PRISM has always had a homeless prevention program in place, but the Golden Valley nonprofit significantly expanded assistance because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We are seeing people that went from making $100,000 a year that now are barely surviving on unemployment and qualify at very low income levels. So they're seeing it's just they can't make ends meet.
PRISM program director Allison Holberg says they've seen a 60% increase in people who are accessing the food shelf, as well as people who are receiving rental assistance. But there is a bright spot. The organization is now able to serve more people because it received additional funding from the federal government and Hennepin County to help people with rent, mortgages, utilities, and mobile home payments.
PRISM has about $300,000 in rental assistance funding and direct service funding that we would like to spend down by December.
PRISM officials say they are seeing applications pour in.
Now with the new COVID regulations on this funding, that it's actually 300% of the federal poverty guidelines. And so a lot of people that wouldn't normally qualify for our program will now qualify for rental assistance.
In order to apply for the PRISM Rental Assistant Program, you have to apply through the Hennepin County website. In Golden Valley, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
You know, it's been very emotional. We've been in this area for 32 years with Donato's Floral and Pickles for 12.
A hot, sunny Wednesday evening saw the final edition of the pop-up restaurant Little Italy at the corner of Noble and 36th on the Crystal-Robbinsdale border.
It's a community that is pretty tight-knit. Robbinsdale, Crystal, Golden Valley, people walk up here. Even during COVID, what is interesting is that we were doing this 8 years ago, or 7 years ago, I believe, and we had already started to have the tents outside and the open seating. So we were already doing that. So when COVID hit, social distancing wasn't an issue and eating outside was already something we'd already done.
The building Pickles had been operating out of has been sold, and the Donatos have moved their floral business to Maple Grove and Pickles Catering to North Minneapolis.
They've been here for 30-some years. It's going to put a hole in the community here. We're really going to miss them.
Being able to hang out, talk with people, it's a real sense of community around here. So having it not on this corner is going to be a little sad.
We'll have links to where you can find Pickles Catering and Donato's Floral in their new locations in the story on CCX Media.
32 years is a long time to be in a community, and I just love the people and the relationships we've built.
In Crystal, Neil Persley, CCX News.
Hello everyone, I'm Pafua Yang and I'm in Robbinsdale. If you're a person who wears face masks for long periods of time, well, you probably started feeling pain or rawness in the back of your ears. But that's why Colleen Patterson and some others have made cotton ear savers. Colleen, thank you for being here. First of all, tell us, what exactly are ear savers?
Ear savers are crocheted, takes 5 minutes to crochet it, and they go behind the ear saver. So it would loop from one side to the other, and the elastic hooks on these buttons that then takes the pressure off your ear.
How many have you sold so far?
Maybe upwards of 100, 150.
All right, and who's been buying it?
Restaurants, hospital staff, anybody that's having to wear masks now for long periods of time. And we have started to now think of kids going back to school, to any teachers.
Yeah, and my favorite thing about this is, where do the proceeds go?
So the Robbinsdale Lions started doing it in the effort to then raise money for 2 food shelves, Beacon of Hope in North Minneapolis and Near over in Crystal. So we split the proceeds between those 2 groups.
All right, and if you'd like to order some, well, we'll have all that information on our website, ccxmedia.org. Reporting in Robbinsdale, Pafua Yang, CCX News.
These last 6 months have been real busy. Just the way the pandemic shut down a lot of businesses, it was just as difficult to try to start one. My son Mitchell was working as a fiber optic splicer, and he reached the point where he needed a career change. The one thing I thought that maybe I could teach him was owning a business or starting a business. And then we decided that, maybe we should do a brewery. A brewery in Champlin started to make a lot of sense. And then we were steered to the Ruby Tuesday location by the city of Champlin. The city was great to work with. They wanted a brewery in Champlin. They provided us with some special privileges, the ability to have live music, the ability to have food trucks, to get an on sale, off sale, Sunday sales type licensing. We acquired the building on March 30th and started the remodeling process, which was quite a challenge, but we opened up early June and haven't looked back since. We have a 5-barrel system, brew kettle, mash tun, hot liquor tank. And I know a lot of breweries have a lot bigger equipment, but one of our concepts is to be able to do small batches, do a lot of different types of beers, do some experimenting.
The beer is perfect. They have different selections, and actually every one of them are really good.
This place is great. Every beer I've tried is really good.
When we put in the garage doors, the idea was to try to get some outdoor seating. And obviously with the pandemic and COVID, that's really the preferred avenue. Everybody wants to be outside. This was an area that needed something. The ability to bring people and community together at a location has been really positively reviewed by the city, and by the local people who have been in here from the community to visit us. We've got about 4 or 5 beers that we started off with, and they've already become kind of our flagship beers, so we can kind of grow from here as we start to come out of the pandemic. Even though it's a lot of work, I still feel like a kid again.